What's up? Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. My name's Kayosha, and it's been a month since I've gotten my starter locks installed. It's actually been 5 weeks to be exact, and I wanted to just do a update on how my lock journey is going so far and what the process has been like, because it's definitely underway and I'm super excited about it. So let's hop right into it. So this is my third time actually getting locks. The first time I tried with comb coil method, it didn't last, only maybe 1 or 2 months, and then I kind of abandoned the idea. Second time around, I got interlocks, and those lasted for about 2.5 years before I took them out. And now I am starting all over again with the 2-strand twist method with traditional locks. And so far, I'm way much more happier than I was the first 2 times that I started, because I can tell already how different the process is compared to the process that I experienced with comb coils and with interlocks. Today was my first retwist, and what my hair looks like today versus what it looked like week 1. So week 1 versus week 5 is completely different, but definitely in a good way. So we'll get into that. But so the biggest difference that I noticed with my starter locks from week 1 up until week 5 is that I would say probably around week 3 into going into week 4, my starter locks were definitely a lot fuzzier, particularly at the root, and they appear to have a lot more volume. It looked a lot thicker at the root, and because of that, it looked like there might have been a little bit of shrinkage, but it just kind of was just really thick at the root, right? And you couldn't really see my parts anymore, so all the hair started to kind of blend in together at the root, and that was really the biggest difference that I saw with my locks. Now, fast forward to today, week 5, my locks look completely different. In week 1, you could clearly see the 2-strand twist pattern, whereas now at week 5, you don't see a two-strand twist pattern at all. And you may be able to see a little bit on the ends, but my ends are pretty much curly, and I have curly hair. I think I have like 4B, 4C type hair, and it's curly. So even with my initial starter locks, even with the 2-strand pattern at the ends, my hair was just a curly coil, right? So it still has that going on, but the starter lock itself just looks completely different, and I'll get into that in a second. But what did I do for maintenance? Honestly, I didn't do anything besides 2 things. Is one, I spray my hair down with rose water every so often whenever my scalp was just a little itchy. My scalp really wasn't itchy throughout this whole time. I'm not very active at the moment, so I'm not really doing too much throughout the day. And so I was kind of just able to let my hair kind of chill and breathe, right? And then I would just spray it down every so often with the rose water. And the only other thing that I really did to maintain them is just wear a do-rag. I wore a do-rag for the majority of the time. I didn't wear a do-rag every day, all day, but I definitely wore it at night. And unless I was going out the house, I had a do-rag on for I would say half the day. Like first half the day, I might just let my hair breathe, right? But then by the afternoon or evening, I definitely have a do-rag back on. And that's really the only two things that I did to kind of maintain them over the last 5 weeks. And I think that definitely helped with keeping the two strand twist intact. The only other thing that the most annoying thing, but it was still kind of funny, that I experienced throughout the first 5 weeks is that I just had like one rogue twist in the back that just was doing its own thing. It just was sticking out in the back. It just wouldn't blend in with the rest of my twists, and it was actually the only one that unraveled a bit. Out of all of my twists, that was the only one that also unraveled, and it was like the fuzziest from the root to the end. And so I was able to just twist it back together and just kind of wrap my finger around the end to help curl it back together. And that was enough to keep it intact. Like, it didn't come completely unraveled or anything like that. And so it still, held up. And I didn't have any unraveling anywhere else. So they held up really well throughout the 5 weeks that I had them in. Now, as I mentioned, I got my retwist done today, and my hair looks completely different today than it did when I first got my locks installed. Mainly because each twist is extremely thin now, and and honestly, to me, they look more like locks. I know they haven't, transformed, and they're still in the baby lock phase, but if you can tell, I don't know if you can tell that well, but they're already cylindrical in shape. Like, the actual lock itself is already cylindrical, even though, like, I have thin hair. So they're really small, but you can barely see, if you can see at all, the two strand twist pattern. You can kind of see it on the ends, but the ends of my hair are really curly. And I can feel it when I touch. I can feel it a little bit, but you can barely tell. And I'm super excited about that, because I feel like I might be jumping the gun on this, but I feel like the two strand twist method was by far the best method. I can tell this early in the phases of my lock journey, because even through week 1, I would say, even when my hair started getting fuzzy around week 3, 4, it was already like looking kind of like locks to me. I know that they hadn't transformed and it wasn't locked up or anything, but they already was like giving lock vibes. And I was like, they're already kind of giving lock vibes. Especially when you look at them far away, they just look like locks that needed to be retwisted, right? Fast forward to today with my retwist, I'm like, dang, like, they already got the cylindrical shape to them, and we're only at week 5. And so I'm optimistic that maybe 6 months down, 6 months, I'm hoping for a good 6 months down the line, that we'll actually see some real transformation happening. So I'm just looking forward to seeing the different phases that my locks go through. And I just wanted to give a quick update on how it's going. I'm definitely happy, with the process so far. I'm even looking forward to the messy phase, because honestly, when it's on the messy phase, guess what's gonna happen? Do-rag. Do-rag or a hat. And I got, the okay, and I got a thumbs up, I should say, from my loctician today. She said I was doing really good, and that my locks are, my starter locks are doing really good, and they're coming along really good. So I'm looking forward to my next retwist session, where I will probably get a style, because she said I'll be good to go to get a style, and I'm just so happy. So happy about that. But overall, that was just my short update for you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know in the comments Are you thinking about starting a lock journey, or have you just started on your lock journey? I'd love to connect with some of you who are on that journey, and let me know how you feel about it, how it's going. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.